The NFL season may still be half a year away, but with all the moves in free agency, we had to bring in our NFL experts, Nick Markunis and Jake Soto, to take a closer look at the impact of those moves. Now, guys, let's start here with the wideouts. A lot of big-name wide receivers moving, but which of them will have the biggest impact on his new team?
Oh, I think it's definitely going to be Percy Harvin, a new toy for Russell Wilson to play with. He's going to love that. With that speed and his speed, I mean, him scrambling, he's going to be able to look downfield. He does a great job of keeping his eyes open, and I think Percy's going to really extend the field for Sidney Rice. I think it's just make a great impact on the team.
Yeah, no doubt about it. I think Percy Harvin's a great addition to the Seattle Seahawks. Russell Wilson's going to have a field day. But I like Mike Wallace signing with the Miami Dolphins, giving Ryan Tannehill a true deep threat. They haven't really had one. Brian Hartline's been the closest thing they've had, and Miami wide receivers totaled 3 touchdowns last year. Total. The whole season.
Terrible.
Mike Wallace will have that in the first 3 weeks. They will be much better at that position, and that's why I like that signing.
Yeah, 2 big-name guys moving, another 2 guys. Anquan Boldin from the championship team moving to San Fran, and Wes Welker going from Tom Brady and the Patriots over to the Broncos with Peyton Manning. Do you agree with how the Patriots handled Welker's situation?
Look, I don't mind the way they handled it. Wes Welker's 32 years old. He's aging. He did tear his ACL a few years ago, so do not say he's not injury prone. That thing can tear again at any moment. The ACL is a very delicate ligament. Danny Amendola is 5 years younger. He's about the same player that Wes Welker was when he came to the Pats in 2007.
Yes, however, Tom Brady's getting closer to the twilight of the year. It might take him, he's only 4 or 5 years younger, it might take him that to get that chemistry that he had with Wes had with Tom Brady.
Him and Wes had immediate chemistry. I don't see why the same can't be true of Amendola back in Josh McDaniel's system. It's going to work out.
Yeah, I don't know about how they handle it. I think having your top wide receiver as a free agent, you have to do a little better than one offer, and that's it to put on the table.
Take it or leave it offer?
Yeah, it's a little bit of a strange situation. We're going to move on here to another position that's been moving around a lot in free agency, defensive backs. Why are there so many guys cut and available in the market?
I think it's just the wealth of talent out there. There's so many good, or at least pretty good people. They're not afraid to make cuts for budget regions, try to go after other free agent areas to address team needs, because there's such a wealth that teams aren't afraid to cut them.
Yeah, to be honest, the defensive back position's they're kind of a dime a dozen. Not to say it's a bad thing. Like, there are a lot of really good defensive backs out there, but they're all interchangeable, I feel like. A lot of them are anyway. You can stick them in a system and they'll be fine if they're a good player. So that's why these teams are shedding them as to clear up cap spaces, because the individual player isn't so much crucial to their team as a different player like it might be.
Usually only have a man or
they're very interchangeable.
Right.
As a linebacker, you have to read, run, pass, so it's not as difficult of a skill position, if you will.
Now, we've covered wideouts and the guys that cover them, but every position has been moving so much this offseason. With all of these moves happening, who is your biggest winner in this year's free agency?
Look, you're not going to like this, but it's the New England Patriots, okay? They re-signed Aqib Talib, which was the biggest thing they've done all season. He solidifies the cornerback position, allows Devin McCourty to move to safety. They signed Adrian Wilson to give depth to that secondary. They signed Leon Washington. They signed Danny Amendola. They signed David Nelson. They're good. They're better than they were last year, and that's going to be hard for some people to believe, including yourself, I guess.
I'm astounded. It's got to be the Broncos. They picked up, for the second consecutive year, they picked up the biggest prize in free agency in Wes Welker. You give Peyton Manning, who completed 71.7% of passes to the slot last year, the best slot receiver in the game. Not only that, they added Dominique Rodgers-Cromartie to shore up their secondary, which was obviously their Achilles heel in overtime last year. And then you're going to have Terrence Knighton, 300-plus pounder to add John Fox's defense.
You're talking about Elvis Dumerville, though, might not be back. That would be a huge loss for them.
That was a big mistake, but he said he's willing to come back. They're trying to reach an agreement. He could be back. And if he's not gone, he's still there. You pick up Wes Welker.
If they work out the Elvis Dumerville situation and that works out, adding to a team that was already a scary playoff team is going to be dangerous for them next year. We've covered what's happened so far, but what about what's still to come? For that, Kurt is with Matt Dowdle, who has some predictions ready for us. Guys?
Thanks, Joe. Now joined by Matt Dowdle to take a different look at NFL free agency. So, Matt, we're going to do a little prediction, okay?
Alrighty.
Which move is guaranteed to happen?
All right, so I don't know exactly which team we're going to, but my bet is the Patriots, but I'm guaranteeing you that Elvis Dumerville is going to leave Denver. After this whole shenanigans with the contract, losing the contract through a fax machine, I don't know which century Denver lives in. I'm sorry, John Elway, but I don't know if you take the railroad to work at this point. Get something better than a darn fax machine. Moral of the story is they already lost $4.8 million. They're not going to want to plop in another $8 million to him, which would exceed the original $12 million he could have gotten. He's going to leave. I see him, though, going to the Patriots. Why? Patriots are going to redeem themselves after this whole Welker, just complete flop. Send him to the Patriots.
I like where you're going. I got to disagree with you, though, okay? I think that was a snafu. Denver still wants him. Patriots aren't going to pay him that kind of money. Please. They don't shop for A-list players. They shop for B-list players.
I can't see Denver doing it either.
But listen, moving forward, okay? Which player, who has not yet signed with the team, but what player-team matchup would be the best fit?
You know, I love the idea of Ed Reed going to Houston. That
Okay.
seems to be the one team he has really, really focused on since he's been in the free agent pool. During his visits, nothing but positive news has come out. He said that it's a classy organization. They picked him up. They treated him well. And frankly, as we all know, Ed Reed's getting old. The injury bug gets him here and there. He needs and wants to win some more championships. And if he's not going to stay in Baltimore, then he's going to Houston, where they have a legitimate shot over the next year, 2 years, to win some championships.
You know what? I like your idea. I got to disagree with you, though. Yes, he should go to a contender. I don't think that's Houston. I don't think Joe Flacco's good enough. I can see more of a better fit with the Patriots. It's a younger secondary. He needs to be there to help them out. Now, listen.
Schaub, Flacco, okay.
I'm not buying him. I got to tell you. But listen, which crazy move that we're not seeing is going to happen?
No one wants to agree with this. No one likes the idea, but I love the idea of James Harrison leaving and going to Baltimore.
Yes.
It's going to
Yes.
be awesome. The Steelers were just not smart to let him go, make sure he walked. James Harrison wants to go out there and play. He is known to be a rebellious person. Have you seen his relation with Roger Goodell? I can see this being taken out now on the Steelers with the Ravens. He's going to join the team that has lost so much at this point just to try to get back at Pittsburgh and also try to win some more games. Harrison will go to the Ravens. It'll be crazy.
I can't agree with you more. I think that's a great way for him to get back at the Steelers. Listen, he gave the Steelers everything that he had, and they just cut him.
Exactly.
That is exactly where he should go. Nice,
Thank you.
Nice pick.
1
man.
for 3. I love it.
Hey, that's a good batting average, right? That is all the time we have for this NFL block. But when 101 returns, I will rejoin Joe at the desk to discuss Johnny football. Don't go anywhere.